Hi lovelies, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you how to create this easy glittery Christmas themed nail art design. Today we're getting straight into this video. I already prepped my nails off camera and applied my nail tips. As you guys saw, I did go in with my magnets and my nail tip cutters and trim these nails down to the length that I want them. Now with my small mandrel bit as well as a medium mini sanding band, I'm going to blend that nail tip into my natural nails, taking the 𝒤𝒏𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 acrylic primer. I personally like to take that primer up to where the natural nail and my nail tips meet, and that is just going to help that nail tip to blend in even more. I'm also going to coat over my entire natural nail, and because this primer is already a sticky gel-like consistency, I only need to apply one coat, being very careful not to get any of that product on my skin or allow it to run into my cuticle area. So for my acrylic application today, I'm only showing you guys the application on my thumb. This is the only acrylic action you're going to be getting in today's video, and because of that I did leave it in real time. So I am using the 𝒤𝒏𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 cover acrylic powder in the shade pale pink, as well as their acrylic monomer and their size 10 acrylic brush. This is the classic brush. They do have it in pink as well as black, but all of their brushes are absolutely amazing and I will 10 out of 10 recommend them. So if you don't own one, then you need to go ahead and check it out. I did start my acrylic application by placing my first bead where the natural nail and the extension meet, and I work that product as far up to my nail tip as possible, and then I'm going to continue to add small to medium sized beads of acrylic until I build up the structure of the free edge of my extension. And because I'm using a size 10 acrylic brush, then I am going to be using more beads of acrylic to build up the structure of this nail compared to if I were using a bigger size acrylic brush. I'm also just patting my acrylic in place, making sure that I wipe my brush along the sidewalls of my nail tip and across the free edge to maintain that coffin shape. Maintaining your nail shape when laying your acrylic is very important. It does help to lessen down on the time when it comes to finish filing. I've finished building up the tip of my extension, so now I'm laying my cuticle beads. So I do place a bead not too close to my cuticle, just a little hairline away, and I am slightly tilting my finger downward so that the product does not run into my cuticle. But if I do get any product around that area, I'm going to go in immediately and remove it. I pat the acrylic from side to side and then I blend it into the beads of acrylic that already are on the nail. Holding my brush at a 90-degree angle, I'm going to wipe around the cuticle area and sidewalls. This also helps to seal in the cuticle area with the brush, so that way you don't have much filing to do around this area in the end. With my favorite bit, it's the 𝒤𝒏𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 XL 5-in-1 gel bit, and this is in a medium grit. I'm going to use this to seal in the cuticle as well as smooth out my acrylic application by moving this bit across the entire nail surface. Taking my 𝕒𝕒𝕒𝕒𝕒𝕒 grit rectangular hand file, also by 𝒤𝒏𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, I'm going to use this to do a little bit of hand filing, not too much, and also I'm going to crisp up my nail shape. Using this Frenchy pink gel polish, and it being that jelly pink color makes it the perfect topper for this pale pink. If it is you want that nice pinky shade nail bed, which I have been loving recently, I'm applying this in one very thin and even layer. If I get any product on the skin before curing, I'm going to take a cleaner brush and some alcohol and clean that up, and then I'm going to cure for 30 seconds. I'm a Christmas girly and it's not Christmas without glitter, so I am taking the Diamond FX gel polish by 𝒤𝒏𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 in the shade Classy B, and I'm going to apply the bulk of the gel polish to the free edge of my extension, and then I'm going to take the application brush and work that gel polish down towards the cuticle area with a very light hand to create that nice ombre transition between the nail bed color and the glitter. I'm just working my brush back and forth until I'm happy with the way that the ombre looks. Now this ombre does not need to be perfect because I am going on top of it with some nail art, and I found that there was too harsh of a line where I wanted that fade to be, so I just tapped it with my glove to blend it out, remove any excess of that glitter along the sidewalls of my nail extension, and then I went ahead and killed that for a full 60 seconds. So after curing that glitter, I'm going right on top of it with the 𝒐𝒗𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 acrylic top coat, and this is a no wipe gel top coat. Applying this to the entire nail, remove any excess gel polish along the sidewalls and the free edge to maintain my nail shape, and then I'm going to go ahead and cure this again for another 60 seconds. And because this glitter is just so freaking stunning, it is gorgeous, it is beautiful, it is perfect for this season, and it is satisfying to watch, I did go ahead and leave in me doing the glitter ombre on my index and my pinky nails. On the glitter nails, I am going to be hand painting some snowflakes. So I am starting with 3 lines. I do like to draw my center line first and then create an X over it. Now with the very tip of my nail art brush and a very light press, I'm going to create a V at the top of all of these lines. After doing that, I'm going to take my dotting tool and create a dot in the center of each V. And again, with the same nail art brush, I'm going to pull each dot to a point until it creates a teardrop. On top of that wet gel, I'm applying a generous amount of my clear acrylic. I'm going to go ahead and tap off any excess, and then I'm going to cure this for a full 60 seconds. Once cured and out of the light, I'm going to take my dust brush and remove all the extra acrylic, and with my dotting tool and my white gel paint, once again I'm adding a dot in between each line, and with my same medium liner brush, I'm going to take that dot and pull it towards the center of my snowflake. Once I'm happy with the way that the center of my snowflake looks, I'm going to coat over this with my clear acrylic powder, and then I'm going to pop it into the light and cure it. For my girlies that are now starting out with nail art and doing these 3D textured snowflake designs, I will suggest doing your snowflakes in intervals like this, so in case you make a mistake, you don't have to go in and redo the entire design. This also helps with saving you time from having to start from scratch every single time you make a mistake. I am going to go ahead and repeat the exact same snowflake at the tip of my thumbnail. The only difference is this time I'm going to do the entire snowflake, and then I'm just going to go ahead and coat over that wet gel with my clear acrylic powder, pop it into the light and cure it for a full 60 seconds. Now if it is that your gel paint is not as opaque as the one that I am using, then I will suggest using white acrylic powder instead of clear. That way you don't have to constantly go over these lines, because the more times you go over the lines for the snowflake is the thicker your lines are going to get. And I don't like my snowflake lines to be too thin, but I don't like it to be extremely thick either. I like that nice balance where you can actually see that it's a snowflake on the nail, rather than you having to like strain your eyes to figure out what it is that's sitting on top of that glitter. Now that my snowflakes are complete, I am taking my Not Polishes Gem Gel, which is my absolute favorite. It is a no wipe gel. I'm going to be adding these crystals to the center of my snowflakes. These are called Sugar Rush, also by 𝒕𝕋𝒗, and I am using their bling placement tool to apply these rhinestones. I'm going to go ahead and cure this again just for about 30 seconds. I only did one snowflake each on the pinky nail as well as the index finger, and then I added 2 of the same Sugar Rush gems in 2 different sizes at the cuticle area. On my ring finger, I'm going to be doing a French tip. So I'm starting off by eyeballing my smile line, and then I'm going to go ahead and outline the entire free edge of my extension with my XL liner brush. And once it is, I'm happy with the way that my smile line looks, as well as the entire outline of my French. I'm going to go ahead and switch my brush to the medium liner brush, and I'm going to fill it in using the same white gel paint. Once I fill that in, I'm going to go ahead and give this nail a full 60-second cure. Now with my 𝒕𝕋𝒗 acrylic top coat, I'm going to go ahead and top coat the entire nail, remove any excess gel along the sidewalls to maintain my nail shape, as well as if I get any gel polish on my skin. Before curing, I'm going to take a clean out brush and some alcohol and just remove any product from my skin, and then I'm going to cure this nail. So taking the same blank slate gel pod from 𝒕𝕋𝒗, this is their white gel paint, and my medium liner brush, I'm going to create a sweater print on my French tip. Now I love using the blank slate or the gel pods to create textured nail art designs because it is thicker than your regular gel paint. So it does give that 3D effect without having to go in and mix the gel paint with clear acrylic or white acrylic in order to give it that textured look. Once it is, I'm happy with the center of my sweater print, I am going to go ahead and coat that with a generous amount of clear acrylic, and then I'm going to cure it. So I do my sweater nails in intervals because I am using a thicker gel. It's not going to self-level that quickly, but I also want to keep that 3D look by curing in between each layer. So every time I do a design on top of the French, I'm going to go ahead and hold that design in place with a layer of my clear acrylic, and I do make sure to go in with my dust brush and remove every single bit of that clear acrylic before continuing with my nail art design. So I wanted my sweater nails to pop just a little bit more with this entire design and just tie everything back together. So I decided to go in and outline my smile line with the same Sugar Rush rhinestones. And I did start with a large crystal to the center of the nail, and coming down from the center of my smile line to my side walls, I'm just going to come down in size just to make sure that I have that nice, clean, crisp looking smile line but still be blinged out. Whew. This looks so stunning. I did just go ahead and fiddle with it to make sure that it is lined up perfectly to the smile line that I originally created with that white. So I'm going to go ahead and cure this. Now for the middle finger, I didn't show you guys the original design because I didn't like how it looked when I woke up the morning to take my final clips, so I decided to redo it. So I did whip out my Melody Susie dust collector, as well as my removal bit by 𝒕𝕋𝒗, and my Beyond Pro rechargeable e-file set at 10,000 RPMs to remove this design. So I do have to do an infill on this nail because I went ahead and removed way too much product around the cuticle area and the structure of the nail was just off. So I went back in with the same pale pink, and now I'm just going to go ahead and file, shape, buff, get this nail looking right. And with Classy B, once again, I'm just going to apply one very even coat of the Diamond FX gel polish on my middle finger. Previously, I did go in with 2 coats, and then the middle finger ended up looking way darker than my ombre nails, and I just was not too happy with that. So this time around, I'm just going to do 1 coat, remove any excess gel along the sidewalls to help to maintain that nail shape. So after curing the Diamond FX gel polish, I'm going immediately on top of that with my 𝒤𝒻𝒽 acrylic top coat. This is a no wipe gel top coat, and I did cure each layer for 60 seconds. Taking my medium liner brush and my white gel paint, I'm going to go ahead and do a candy cane effect on this nail, starting with a thin line and then a thicker line, trying to keep the spaces in between each line nice and even. Trying to maintain the thickness of each line also does help with keeping the design to look a little bit more uniform. Now, previously when I did the white, some were thicker, some were thinner, and it just wasn't meshing back. It just wasn't looking clean. So that's why I went ahead and I redid it, and I'm so happy that I did that. I don't know who else, like, tell me in the comment section down below, do you guys do that? Like, you do a design prior and then you sleep and you wake up and then something about it just doesn't feel right and you just can't leave it like that, you have to fix it. Yeah, that happens to me almost every single time. So I did go ahead and apply my clear acrylic, and I'm going to go ahead and cure that again. Final cure for 60 seconds. And of course, I'm going to rehydrate my cuticles because with all of this clear acrylic today, baby, she's looking crusty and dusty. So I did go ahead and remove all the clear acrylic, and now I'm applying the Nail Reserve's cuticle oil. And I absolutely love this cuticle oil because it's sort of mixed with oil and water. But what I love about it is that it absorbs so quickly into my skin without leaving it too oily, especially when I have to take my final clips. And this is the final result. Guys, I'm obsessed with this. So like, I rocked these nails for like 2.5 weeks because I just couldn't bring myself to take them off, but I had to because I have to give you guys content, right? But they're just so cute. Like, I'm loving the classy but festive look with this set. Tell me what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Also, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Join the nail family by clicking on that subscribe button down below. Check out my description box for everything that I used to create this set. It's listed and linked down there for you guys. And as always, I would love for you guys to stay glamorous, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one.